Good morning, everyone. Namaste. This is going to be a trigger warning for PTSD. So if you struggle with that and you're not ready to deal with it, please scroll. If you're here to learn and to heal, then we can begin. So we're going to be reading more, guys, out of my The Body Keeps the Score. It says brain, mind, and body in the healing of trauma. And it states, so it says, Gardner reports the same phenomena I was seeing. It states, after the war, his patients were overtaken by a sense of futility. They became withdrawn, detached, and even had functions well before. What Gardner called traumatic neurosis, today we call post-traumatic stress disorder, or PTSD. And again, PTSD, guys, this is a very common misconception, is not just for war victims. It's anyone that is dealt with substantial abuse and they have been, traumatized by it. Obviously, it's something that has to be diagnosed by a professional. So please seek that out. Says, Gardner noted that sufferers from traumatic neurosis develop a chronic vigilance for the sensitivity to threat. So they feel heightened and threatened in specific circumstances. Says, his summation especially caught my eye. The nucleus of the neurosis is the physioneurosis. In other words, post-traumatic stress isn't all in one's head. At some people supposed had a physiological basis, meaning that it was also, like when you have panic attacks, that feels like you're having a heart attack. That is not the person just literally in a state of panic. It is, they're in their mind, but it's also very physical as well. And that's something that a lot of people don't understand unless you go through it and experience it. It says, Gardner understood even when the symptoms had their origin in the entire body's response to the original trauma. Gardner's description corroborated my own observation, which was reassuring, but it provided me with little guidance of how to help the veterans. The lack of literature on the topic was a handicap, but my great teacher, Alvin Semrad, has taught us the skeptical about textbooks. We had only one real textbook that said our patients. We should trust only that we could learn from them and that our own experience. This sounds so simple, but even as Semrad pushed us to rely on self-knowledge, he also warned us how difficult the process really is, since human beings are the experts in wishful thinking and obscuring the truth. I remember him saying the greatest source of suffering are the lies that we tell ourselves. And working with the VA vets, I soon discovered how excruciating it can be to face reality. This was true both for my patients and for myself. So absolutely, guys. And I'm going to leave that at that. It's always going to be hard going through it at first. I was diagnosed with PTSD. Again, I was a forensic interviewer that interviewed children for child abuse. I was on the human trafficking team. Trust and believe. I worked and I seen it all. And I would just state that in general, people are not empathetic to what most society is actually going through. That even makes it more isolating and difficult to go through it. But there are a lot of resources to help. Not only can you get the therapy that is needed, but, acupuncture, healing, you can do Reiki, which is going to release it from your mind, body, and your soul. Even through distance Reiki, it's going to release that for you. So lots of different options, guys. There are a lot of self-help books, a lot of healing online, that you can go through for YouTube, you know, there's tons of resources that you can get. And if you have any questions, I'm always here to help. So I love you all. I hope that helps, and have a blessed day.